So are you thinking of moving to Port St. Lucie, Florida? Well, today I'm going to be breaking down the top 5 pros and 5 cons of living here to help you decide whether or not this could be your next home. So hey there guys, I'm Andrew Pinch, a realtor here on the Florida East Coast, and I've helped plenty of people find their dream homes here in this area. So if you're considering making a move, then you are in the right place. So stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll have a more clear picture of what life is like here in Port St. Lucie. Oh, and if you have any questions or you're ready to start your home search, my contact information is going to be right here on the screen and in the description below. So let's go ahead and dive in right now. Alrighty guys, so one of the coolest things about Port St. Lucie right now is the fact that there's new neighborhoods popping up all around. So seriously, there is going to be something for everyone. And if you're 55 and older, then check out Valencia Walk at Riverland by GL Homes. It's part of Tradition, where I'm standing right now, which is this huge master plan community with trails, parks, shopping, you name it. For families out there who want something more like resort style living, then Bristol at Wilder is another great option. So they've got beautiful homes, tons of green space, and even lakefront recreational areas. And if you're all about that planned community vibe, again, Tradition, and you don't have to go 55 plus obviously, but it's like its own little world with everything that you could want right here in one spot. Now, if you're the type that doesn't want HOAs or CDD fees, and I know that's a deal breaker for a lot of people out there, then you're going to lean more towards the eastern side of Port St. Lucie, and that could be more of up your speed. So this is the place where you can go without all those extra fees, and also people not telling you what to do and what not to do, what color to paint your house and whatnot. And Port St. Lucie's got a lot of options like that to choose from there as well. So whether you want that shiny new penny with the brand new construction neighborhood, you want that master plan community vibe, or you want to be left alone with a little bit more land, no HOA fees, CDD fees, that sort of thing, Port St. Lucie is going to have all of that for you. It just depends on where you're looking to go, so you can reach out to us and find out which one is better catered for you. Alrighty guys, now let's talk about one of the biggest downsides to all of this growth, and that is overdevelopment. So with so many new neighborhoods popping up, things are starting to feel a little bit more crowded and tight in some areas. So traffic has definitely become a real issue, especially during the rush hour. And I've noticed that a lot of the I-95 exits around Port St. Lucie get seriously backed up. And depending on whether you're coming from, it can take like 25 to 35 minutes just to get from the western part of town, where Traditions is, over to the eastern side. But the good news is they're working on improving the infrastructure, widening the lanes to keep up with the growth. So there's a lot of effort going into road expansions and traffic flow improvements. So while it can be a pain in the butt right now, it's not something that's going to be ignored forever. So hopefully, as the city keeps growing, these improvements will make a big difference. Alrighty guys, so let's go ahead and jump into pro number 2. So if you're into golf or just love spending time outdoors, then Port St. Lucie is going to be your playground. There are tons of golf courses and parks here, and honestly, there's something for everyone. You can hear these birds going off. So for the golfers, PGA Golf Club is a huge highlight. It's located in PGA Village and features 54 holes of championship golf designed by some of the best in the business, like Tom Fazio and Pete Dye. And it's even been ranked as one of the 75 best golf resorts by Golf Digest. So yeah, it's legit. And if nature is more your thing, then Savannah's Preserve State Park is a must-see. It's got over 17 miles of trails for hiking, biking, or even horseback riding. Plus, it's a great way to explore Florida's unique landscapes. You've also got the Port St. Lucie Botanical Gardens, which is a 21-acre oasis with themed gardens, a lake, and plenty of events throughout the year. And it's super peaceful and a perfect place for relaxing and just having a good day. And for something a little bit more educational, then check out the Oxbow Eco Center. And it's a 225-acre preserve with trails and exhibits that teach you about the local ecosystem, and it's great for families or anyone curious about nature. So guys, whether you're hitting the greens or exploring the great outdoors, then Port St. Lucie has got plenty to keep you guys busy. Alrighty guys, let's talk about con number 2, and that's going to be the property taxes. So if you're moving to Port St. Lucie thinking that you're going to escape those higher property taxes, especially if you're coming from somewhere like New Jersey, for instance, I've got some news for you. It's not exactly a tax haven here. So St. Lucie County has a combined millage rate that could be among the higher rates in Florida. So for instance, in certain districts, the total millage rate can reach up to 24.2087 mils, And this means that for a home assessed at $300,000, which is extremely low and very unlikely, you'd be looking at property taxes of $7,262 annually. And while yes, it is worth noting that while the city of Port St. Lucie itself has one of the lower municipal millage rates among the larger Florida cities, the overall tax burden includes county and other district taxes, which help contribute to that higher tax rate. So guys, while you might save a bit compared to some northeastern states, Florida, of course, is not going to be completely tax-free paradise. And on the bright side, at least, you won't be shoveling snow in January. So I hope that hurts a little bit less whenever the annual bill comes in. Alrighty guys, now time for pro number 3, and that's that Port St. Lucie is actually below the frost line. And fun fact, the frost line actually starts around Vero Beach, which means that that's where the tropics truly begin. And one of the best parts about living below the frost line is that we don't have to deal with those cold snaps that damage our beautiful palm trees and our tropical plants. So take coconut palms, for example, which is my absolute favorite. We got tons of them in our yard and they're thriving because the frost can't touch them down here. And if you're into those same things like the tropical landscaping, then this is the perfect spot for it. I don't know if you've ever seen how Floridians act whenever it does snow, but I've been watching some hilarious videos on Instagram of people up in Pensacola having some snowball fights the second that a single flake hit the ground. So this is whenever Enzo was going on. And by the way, Pensacola is a special place for me because it's actually where my wife and I got married. But here in Port St. Lucie, no snow, no shoveling, no scraping frost off your windshield. It is warm weather year round. So the only thing that you're going to be dodging here is the occasional raindrop. So Storm Enzo, what we were talking about before, that's why I wanted to reference this part and make sure that I emphasize the fact that the frost line does start around Vero Beach. So we're south of that, which means you are good to go here on that regard. Alrighty guys, so time for con number 3, and this is a big one if you're a beach lover. A lot of Port St. Lucie, like the one place where I'm at right now, is pretty far from the beach, especially the neighborhoods out west of 95. So take Bristol at Wilder by Lennar, for example. Beautiful community, but living there puts you about 30 minutes away from the coast without traffic. And here's the thing, with traffic we talked about earlier, that 30-minute drive can easily stretch to 40 or even 45 minutes, especially during those peak hours. Now, I'm originally from Vero Beach, and over there, most places are just about 15 minutes from the ocean, and it's so much easier to plan a quick beach day without having to factor in a long commute or sitting in traffic. And compared to that, getting to the beach from Port St. Lucie can feel more of a mission, especially if you're out west. And that being said though, for some folks, the trade-off is definitely worth it. So you get newer developments, bigger homes, and more space for your money. But if being close to the beach is a top priority, or you just want less hassle getting there, then this is definitely something to keep in mind. And you might want to be looking more towards the eastern side of Port St. Lucie, where those non-HOA communities are. And that's where you can find, of course, where most cities are built. They're starting from the east side to be closer to that water and then expand out westward. Vero Beach is going through the same thing. So I'm going to be singing a different tune about neighborhoods west of 95 as they start developing and as I start making videos on that area. Alrighty guys, so pro number 4 is going to be a big one, and that is affordability. So when you compare Port St. Lucie to other areas of Florida, especially places like further south, like Boca Raton, West Palm Beach, or Miami, it is way more budget friendly. So down there, homes can easily hit the $1 million plus mark, but here in Port St. Lucie, you can often find something similar for about half the price. And that is going to be a huge plus for people looking for coastal living without completely breaking the bank. Now, of course, we did mention earlier that property taxes in St. Lucie County are going to be higher than other parts of Florida. So if you can get past that higher tax rate, then the overall cost of living here is still a steal compared to those pricier markets down south. And let's talk about that coastal lifestyle for a second, because even though that you're saving money, you're still close to amazing spots like Jensen Beach and Hutchinson Island. And these areas give you access to those beautiful beaches, the boating, and all the laid-back charm that comes with living near the water. So if you're looking to live near an ocean without paying South Florida prices, Port St. Lucie is going to be a great choice, and you get more house for your money here, access to some incredible places, beaches, and a lifestyle that is hard to beat, all without blowing your budget. All right, so con number 4 is going to be something to consider if you're someone who loves a vibrant nightlife. or just a buzzing cultural scene. So Port St. Lucie is a great place to live with lots of shopping and dining and that sort of things, but it's definitely quieter when it comes to things like bars, clubs, or late night entertainment. It's not exactly Miami or Orlando where you've got endless options for dining, live music, and big events happening every single night. But that said, the beauty of Port St. Lucie is that you're not too far away from those kind of places. So if you're craving a weekend getaway or a night off in the town, then Orlando, West Palm Beach, and even Miami are all just a short drive away. So while you might not have the big city energy right in your backyard, it's still close enough to enjoy when the mood strikes. So for folks out there who prefer a more laid-back lifestyle though, then Port St. Lucie's quieter vibe can actually be a huge plus. It's all about what works for you. Alrighty guys, pro number 5. Let's talk about the variety of shopping and dining options in Port St. Lucie. So me coming from Vero Beach, I've definitely noticed that Port St. Lucie has a lot more to offer when it comes to commercial amenities. So whether it's shopping centers, big name retailers, or different types of restaurants, there's just a lot more to choose from coming from here. While Vero Beach, while charming, has a more small town feel, and that includes the number of stores and restaurants available. So Port St. Lucie, on the other hand, has grown so much in recent years that it's become a hub for shopping and dining with options for just about everyone and everything to do. So if you're someone who loves to have more choices, whether it's for dining out or running errands, then Port St. Lucie gives you that convenience. And while Vero Beach is still great for its quiet charm, Port St. Lucie has more variety and it really stands out. So if you like to mix things up or just want to have your options, more options for your everyday needs, then this is a big advantage. All right, now finally for con number 5, let's talk about hurricanes and insurance costs. You knew it was going to be coming up. So living in Florida, of course, comes with that inherent hurricane risk, and Port St. Lucie is no exception. Every year during hurricane season, there's that underlying worry about when or if a storm might hit. And even if the storms don't make a big landfall, the high winds and heavy rains can still cause damage, or even tornadoes like we saw during Milton that would cause a lot of damage to properties. And here's the other side of that too. With hurricanes and even tornadoes that we've had in the recent years, insurance premiums have been going up, and companies are factoring in that increased weather activity, and unfortunately that means higher costs for homeowners. So combine that with the higher property taxes that we talked about earlier, and the overall cost of owning a home in Port St. Lucie can start to add up. But the good news is you don't have to figure out all of that alone. We work as a team, and we can connect you with trusted insurance agents who know the area and can help you find the best coverage at the most affordable rates. This is just one of the ways that we can help make the process easier for you. And also keep in mind that a lot of homes here are built with hurricanes in mind. So things like stronger roofs, impact windows, and elevated foundations are all becoming the norm in those newer neighborhoods. So with the right prep and the right planning, you can still manage the risks and still enjoy everything that makes living here so great. I mean, I'm here. I've survived every hurricane that's hit Florida, but to be honest, whenever you buy a house that mitigates those risks, the higher foundation so you don't have to worry about the flood, the stronger roof straps with the extra straps there so you don't have to worry about the wind ripping off your roof. Of course, with a tornado, there's not much you can do, but I can point you to houses in Westlake, Florida and West Palm Beach that were new construction neighborhoods hit by a tornado to where it only took portions of the roof away and the rest of the house was still intact. You can't say the same about a lot of the stick builds or a lot of the mobile homes that were hit in Vero Beach. Unfortunately, those came to a lot stronger of a demise. Also too, the older homes that laid a little bit lower right across the street from where we were all not even in a flood zone and still covered with knee-high water inside their houses, which is very sad, especially considering that since they weren't in a flood zone, that probably meant that they were not covered with flood insurance on their insurance premiums, which definitely makes things a lot harder. So you've got all those things to factor in, which is why you hear me talk about new construction so much. And here in the Traditions area, Port St. Lucie, they are doing all the right precautions. And for you seasonal residents out there as well, those impact windows, those stronger roofs and everything makes it a little bit easier for you to go back home during the summer months whenever these hurricanes are hitting, knowing that your house is still ready for that storm when it happens because of those impact resistant windows, stronger roofs, and everything else like that. You don't have to get someone to board up the place for you. It makes it a lot easier. So guys, There you have it. It's the pros, the cons of living in Port St. Lucie, Florida, from the incredible housing options and affordability to the challenges like traffic, property taxes, and hurricane risk. This city definitely has its highs and its lows, but at the end of the day, it all comes down to what works best for you and for your lifestyle, and that's where we come in. So my team and I are here to help you every single step of the way, and whether you're relocating to Port St. Lucie or anywhere along the Florida East Coast, then we know this area inside and out, and we're ready to make your move as seamless as possible. So guys, if you have any questions or just want to chat about the market or need some guidance, my contact information is right here on the screen, or you can head over to my website, which is fleastcoast.com, where you can browse all the current listings across the Florida East Coast. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and we hope to hear from you soon.